Grace is for rebellion and religion. We think about rebellion, I use that word just because, it's simple, but far from God, rebellious against God, doing horrible things, whatever word you want to call it, okay? Rebellious. The person who don't believe God exists, the person who believes God exists and don't give a care, right? Whatever, rebellion. But there's religion. I'm following all the rules. I'm doing all the things. Grace is for both. Grace is for both. It falls in both categories. That we need God's grace. You see, we're either going to do one of two things at the end of the day. We're either going to embrace a life of relationship or we're going to embrace a life of independence. And this is where the breakdown happens many times for Christians. I know I'm saved, but I'm holding on to my independence from God. Like, well, I'm going to make a decision about what job to take next. Okay, are you making that decision based on how much they're going to offer your pay or based on what God wants you to do? Or whatever, just name the thing, right? That what the decisions you're going to make, the life choices in front of you, everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. That's about the mission. It's about people like you and I giving our lives away to make a difference for the glory of God. See, as you seek God with all of your heart, He works inside you, and your heart becomes like His heart. You begin to want what He wants. And you'll go through periods of time when you know that there's this thing inside of you that thinks this is right, and there's this thing up here that thinks, no, I don't want to do that. And you'll feel the battle. If you just pay attention, you'll feel the battle. But God's grace is needed for both. There are people who are far, 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 far from God, who desperately need God's grace. And there are people who are very religious, who do all the right things and check all the boxes off. And they are in desperate need of God's grace.